I'm not making this up, folks. This is not a joke. This is a real headline. Venezuela is now running out of water. People are protesting in the street for clean water. We're not talking about Nintendo PlayStations. We're not talking about access to iPhones. We're not even talking about access to food. We're talking about access to basics like clean water. They can't even run the water. So I got a lot of feedback yesterday. This is some footage of the awful conditions over there in Venezuela. Folks, this is a big deal. The feedback I got on the show, some people were a little confused. They said, Dan, I think you're equating socialism with communism. Folks, I did not make a mistake yesterday during the show. I can't be clearer on this. This is a distinction without a difference. A couple of folks emailed me and said, communism is a political system and socialism is an economic system. Not to get too deep in the weeds, I covered this a little bit more in depth in my podcast today if you want to tune in as well. But it doesn't matter. Political freedom and economic freedom are tied together. They are married together. They are not, you cannot separate them. Let me make that practical for you so it makes sense. It doesn't matter who you vote for in a politically free system if you are an indentured servant and working for the government that confiscates the value of your labor. If you are forced to work for the government in a socialist organized economy where the government owns, regulates, or manages the economy to death, it doesn't matter who you vote for. If you vote for Bob, if you vote for Tony, or if you vote for Jack, and every single one of them is entitled to the fruits of your labor and a hefty portion of your wages, you work for them. Who gives a crap if it's Bob, Tony, or Jack? Do you really have political freedom? Whoever you voted for, you have to beg them to get water. People are protesting in the street for water. Now, vice versa, how political freedom and economic freedom are the exact same thing. Saying, oh, communism is a political system and socialism is an economic system, they both involve the confiscation of your freedom by planners and government officials. It's the same thing. There is no substantive difference whatsoever. If I take your ability to vote away, therefore you can't politically vote people into office and those people just take charge in a communist-type political system, they will eventually confiscate your wealth too. It doesn't matter. These things they cannot be separated, political and economic freedom. I appreciate the feedback, don't get me wrong. And please email me all the feedback you want, tweet me. I try to read as much as I can. But suggesting that, oh, no, we screwed it up, you were referring to communism, not socialism, I'm firing right back and telling you there's no difference, there's no practical difference at all. Liberals want you to believe there's a difference. There is not. It doesn't matter who you work for if you're working and you're working for them. It doesn't matter. The economic freedom and the political freedom are the same thing. It's an important point.